Hi everybody! Rah! Critter Creature and Trash back with another video today. And today we are doing another top 10 list of favorites. And today, since it's Saturday, I wanted to, do something special. So I decided to do my top 10 favorite superheroes. And these are my personal opinion, and you can comment on which ones are your favorites. And it's not... My top 10 heroes are not just from DC and Marvel. They're from other universes as well. Well, first, let's start with number 10. Max Steel. A Disney superhero. The guy, Max McGrath, he was just a normal teenager born with super tachyon energy or turbo energy. Something his dad has discovered, now, and he's kind of bonded with an alien named Steel, an alien robot. And let me tell you something. When they work together, Max could transform with this turbo energy. He's got super strength, flight, speed. Basically, a lot of awesome stuff. And he doesn't just fight aliens. He also fights a lot of other supervillains. His arch nemesis is Dread. Now that's a supervillain name. I mean, if you can count how many turbo modes he can do, it's like almost close to 20. Or maybe that many. And there's a bunch of other stuff that comes after the series. Continuations, in fact. And that is why Max Steel is one of my favorite heroes. Next up, Danny Phantom, a Nickelodeon superhero created by Butch Hartman. Yep, the same Butch Hartman who created The Fairly Odd Parents and Tough Puppy. My other favorite, TV shows when growing up. Danny was just a normal 14-year-old boy with weirdo parents talking about the Ghost Zone. The Ghost Zone is kind of like an alternate dimension, not just for people who go into the afterlife, but it's also where new ghosts are born. It's kind of like, the flip-flop side, or the upside down of that world. I guess that's where they got the idea for the upside down in Stranger Things. And when his parents were creating a ghost portal, they plugged it in, didn't work, but Danny took a look inside, and lo and behold, he accidentally pressed the on button when he wasn't looking, got blasted with millions of volts of ghostly radiation, turning him into half ghost. Now he could transform into a ghost. It gave him white hair, green eyes, the ability to phase through solid objects, turn invisible, fly, ghost blasts, or ectoplasm blasts, or the ghost ray. Yeah, that's better. And he also has a ghost sense, which is kind of like Spider-Man's spider sense. And believe it or not, there are many similarities with Danny and Spider-Man. Yeah. I mean, it is just amazing. This series was one of my favorites growing up. That's why Danny Phantom is number 9. Number 8. Another Disney hero, but instead of being mystical and all sciencey and stuff. He's mystical and magical. Living in the NYC, it is American Dragon, Jake Long! Yep. Jake Long. Asian American kid who is like an awesome, but he is, his favorite catchphrase is like, "Aw, man!" He's got some awesome green hair. And the thing about is, he comes from a family of dragons on his mother's side. Yeah, his dad has no idea about this. Yeah, it turns out that mystical creatures live alongside us in secret. And we're just too oblivious to notice. Yeah, but it's the dragon's job to protect the balance, make sure the human world and the magical world stay separate. Well, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. And then, Jake also, he has the ability to transform into a dragon. All he has to say is, "Dragon up," and then, boom. In Season 1, he looks like a medieval-looking dragon. I mean, the design of it is so awesome. But, in Season 2, he actually looks like more of a Chinese dragon, which makes a lot more sense and awesome. He doesn't just have to juggle with the fact of his, responsibilities as a dragon. He also has to make sure he doesn't get detention most of the time. Yep. That's the kind of life when you're a preteen superhero. He's a magical hero, too. That's why Jake Long is number 8. Generator Rat. Oh, wait. I also forgot. In American Dragon, Jake also has his grandfather, who's a dragon, who teaches him how to use his powers. And he also has a magical talking dog named Foo. Foo Dog is hilarious. And he also fights a lot of magical demons and, a lot of other stuff. Not to mention magical hunters called the Hunts Clan. I mean, there's a lot he has to do when he's a hero. And at the same time, trying to keep his secret from his dad and the rest of the world. The rest of the normal world. That's why Jake Long is number 8. Number 7, Generator Rex. Okay, it's just a normal night on Earth. Then, boom! Nuclear explosion. But not the kind of explosion, nuclear energy you would think. Tiny little machines in that explosion, called nanites, at the cellular level, too small to see at the naked eye, enter the body of every living thing, every man, woman, child, plant, animal on Earth. Everything in the entire world has nanites. But, and 6 years later, it's been going on. But sometimes those nanites get a little too hyperactive, mutating the people or animals or plants, stuff like that, turning them into monsters called Evos. And who takes care of this? An organization called Providence. Yep, they usually would just kill them. But they have Rex. And he's an Evo too. But unlike the monstrous kind, he can actually control his nanites, telling them what to do, and creating machines from his own body. A giant sword, a giant cannon, transforming his fists, his legs, and even getting a motorcycle and wings. Yeah, he can do a lot. But he can also do something else. He can cure Evos. He does that by taking the active nanites out of the Evo, and thereby reversing the mutation. But some are not always lucky. Some Evos become incurable. Yeah, that is like bad. Being stuck like that forever. And who are the other ones that help him on this journey? Well, there's 6. He's kind of like a nanny, but he's a super butt-kicking, twin sword wielding kind of nanny. He's awesome. There's also Bobo, who's a talking monkey Evo. Thankfully, he is not, not an out-of-control Evo. And he's got 2 blasters, which are awesome. But you have got to watch this series as well. He has his own arch-nemesis named Van Kleis, which is an awesome name if you ask me. But you have to see this series yourself. Number 6, an awesome Marvel hero, Captain America. Private Steve Rogers becomes the test subject of the super soldier serum, becoming the first. And we all know him as the character played by Chris Evans in the MCU. But now, Sam takes on the title, and I gotta say, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that was awesome. Having vibranium wings and the shield, it's awesome. Sam and Steve, they are both great Captain Americas. Steve was amazing, but now Sam has to carry on that mantle. I have to say, his suit was awesome. Cannot wait to see what happens in Captain America New World Order. Yeah. Now we're halfway there. And now for number 5. The iron-suited Avenger, Iron Man. Yeah. Another awesome hero, Tony Stark, billionaire, a genius billionaire, playboy philanthropist. I gotta say, Robert Downey Jr. was perfect for this role. He nailed a lot of things. I mean, the seriousness, the comedic relief on a lot of stuff. He also has his best buddy, Rhodey, who became his partner, War Machine, which is a lot better name than Iron Patriot. Yeah. Iron Man has done a lot of stuff. You see him in the cartoons. There was also, my favorite one of all was Iron Man Armored Adventures, which took place during Tony being Iron Man, like nobody even knew him, like a secret identity kind of thing, which was awesome. A brand new spin on him without everybody knowing. Yeah, that was a pretty stupid decision, saying, I am Iron Man to the entire world. Well, yeah. But still, he did a lot of good as Iron Man. Then he sacrificed himself to defeat Thanos, which was the most amazing thing ever. Now, what will happen next. Number 4, DC hero, Batman, the world's greatest detective. We have seen Batman throughout the entire years. He has no powers, none, but he is able to beat lots of metahumans. Yeah. Bruce Wayne, we all know his origin story. His parents were killed right in front of him. He instead became a person who would make sure nobody would go through the same thing he did. No child would ever go through that same pain. But that all changed with Dick when he met Dick Grayson. His protege became Robin, and then eventually Nightwing. There have been a lot of movies, TV series, and video games. We'll miss Adam West and Kevin Conroy, who were great as Batman. Adam West was the live-action Batman back in the day. Then Conroy was the animated voice of Batman. We'll miss him. Yeah. May they rest in peace. And, I will never forget them as Batman. We will always remember them in the shows. And Kevin Conroy was also the voice of Batman in 3 of the Arkham series video games. 3 of the 4. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. Yeah. And that is why Batman is number 4, being an awesome hero. Number 3, Superman. I have to tell you, he is one of my favorites because of all he is and his character. Just being him. He will always try to withhold peace and justice in the American way, but always trying to help other countries as well. And if you're a fan of everything you know about Superman, well, if you love the My Adventures with Superman TV animated series, it is awesome. Him being this new take on Superman is amazing. And the new takes on some of his villains. We haven't even seen Lex Luthor yet in that series. And my favorite old-time series of Superman was Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman from the 90s. It is great. You gotta check out that series because it is awesome. And now, we have my number 2 favorite superhero, Ben 10. Yep. A normal 10-year-old boy named Ben Tennyson. I know, but it's a weird name, but still. Ben was just a normal 10-year-old, and then out of the sky, on the first night of his summer vacation, boom, lands right beside him an alien device called the Omnitrix. And it attaches itself to his wrist, and now he has the ability to transform into 10 different alien life forms, each with their own superpower. It is amazing. He does it, and what's the cool thing is, he also does this whole adventure during summer vacation with his cousin Gwen and his grandpa Max. This series is like one of my favorites when I was growing up. It's a series you will never forget. And after the 4 seasons of the original Ben 10, you go to Alien Force 5 years later. Then Ultimate Alien, which is 1 year later. And then the finale series of Omniverse, which is very awesome. He goes on this whole spring of adventures, making enemies, friends, and all around still, being him, being a doofus and stuff. But he is a doofus, but he has a lot of heart. He'll always try to help people, humans, or aliens. And now before I say my number 1 hero, I am going to give you 5 honorable mentioned heroes. First is Blue Beetle. Yeah, Jaime Reyes. In accounts to only seeing him in Batman Brave and the Bold, Young Justice, and in the new Blue Beetle movie. I mean, that movie was awesome. Next we have Static Shock. Virgil Hawkins lives in Dakota. Has the ability to... has some awesome electrokinesis. Kind of like Black Lightning. But still, yeah, being awesome. And now we also have Robin, who becomes Nightwing. Dick Grayson turning into going from Robin to Nightwing, having the power, just being like Batman a little bit of the time, but still, he's awesome. And then we have Buzz Lightyear, to infinity and beyond. My awesome Space Ranger hero from, Disney and stuff. Yeah, and against his arch nemesis, the sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance, evil Emperor Zurg. I mean, the Fiend. Why can't... What plot? He thinks Why is he your favorite hero? One of your favorite heroes. I mean, he thinks Zurg is behind every cat stuck in a tree. The Fiend. Why can't he leave those cute little kitty cats out of his nefarious schemes? I don't like you. Come on, Trex, you know it's true. I may be allergic to cats, but they don't deserve to be stuck in little trees. And then next, we have He-Man, one of the masters of the universe. This one is one of my favorites, and my father and I are even watching the new 3D animated series of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe on Netflix. And I cannot wait for season 4 to come out. And now, for number 1, my all-time favorite superhero growing up is none other than the web-slinging, wall-crawling Spider-Man. Yeah. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. They are all my favorites. Spider-Man is one of my all-time favorite superheroes. I even dressed up as him a lot of the time when I was doing him for Halloween. Being him for Halloween and stuff. There's also a lot of other things. The fact that he can not only tries to take his Uncle Ben's words to heart, with great power comes great responsibility, but there's also, he always tries to try to save some of the villains he fights when they're in trouble, like Doc Ock sometimes. Then there was also a lot of other villains he tries to save. Like in Spider-Man No Way Home. Tom Holland's Spider-Man desperately and succeedingly saves all the villains from every other universe. And I cannot wait to see what happens now that one little piece of Venom is in his universe. Not only that, the Vulture from his universe is now in the universe of Venom and Morbius. I cannot wait to see what happens in that. And we're also getting the movie of Kraven the Hunter. Yeah, I cannot wait to see that movie. Now, I know this has been a little bit long, but still, what top 10 list of superheroes isn't? I mean, you have to go through a lot. I mean, you can't just pick just 1 or 10. Well, that's going to be it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Try to help us reach 200 subscribers. Sorry. Voice. Don't worry. We'll make it to 200 subscribers. Okay? This is Creature and Trex. And tomorrow will be the start of October, which will be in the month of Halloween. And I will be making another awesome video of top 10 things to watch and video games to play in October. So, this is Creature and Trex. Having a nice year. And try to not be so scared during Halloween. Bye! Roar!